Time to present a dynamic duo connection presented by Mass Mutual. This is truly the work of a dynamic duo. Watch this. Coming in and scoring. The feed? Wow. Corey Perry and Maroon.
Unlikely tandem, too. That's a pretty play.
The old one-handed catch pass.
Way out at the end of Maroon's reach, he just one-handed knocks it down and then steps up and steps into it. Look at that.
Look at the nasty plunge.
That's a glorious moment.
Yes.
That's a glorious moment.
That's the 80s.
He's enamored with the moment. That's fun to watch.
Can you guys explain to me the Jake Muzzin trampoline move? How does he end up where he ends up, almost getting guillotined by the crossbar? Can we run it one more time?
Let's see it again.
He almost runs over the goalie there.
Right. There's the guy in the net, and then there's the net itself. Jake.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, daddy.
His gloves off. It's a complete yard sale.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Gloves off.
Down, then up, then
heels higher than the head.
That's a pretty stiff ride. Although he kind of goes shoulder to shoulder with the crossbar. He absorbs that blow pretty well, but that's
really trying to prevent a goal.
Yeah.
Like that's selling out.
That's a nasty collision.
Wow.
Yeah, he was all in on that one, but didn't get the job done.
Veteran to veteran, Corey Perry, are you guys as fascinated by the rebirth of Corey Perry post-Anaheim Ducks?
I am. I really am.
Hart Trophy a decade ago.
Especially in this context, because remember, Tampa moves out of Cup number 2 with essentially the same roster, with the notable exception of they've subtracted the entire third line. And remember, it's that third line that took what was a team on the cusp over the edge and put them in a position where, they were able to rattle off a pair of cups in a row. So I'm really interested to see, and that's exactly the segment of their roster that I find most curious. What's that third line of Maroon and Perry? How are they going to fill that void? Because that's an important part of the answer to can these Bolts three-peat? Can they three-peat? And that's an important part of the segment, because I think, Kucherov, Point, everybody healthy, just with respect to the top 6. The window's still wide open.
Yeah, it is.
Stammer's proving to us that he's capable of being every bit as productive as he has in the past, certainly more productive even perhaps than last year.
Healthy.
The top 6 is kind of a given. The decor and the net is kind of a given. It's that third line that I find most curious about that roster, and they look great. And Corey Perry is an important part of that, part of that solution.
I think that not every single player, but if you want to play a long time in the league and be effective, you have to be willing to swallow your pride and change your game when it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And we can go as far as Sidney Crosby's changed his game.
Mm-hmm.
He's the days of him leading this league in points, it feels weird saying it. I don't see them happening anymore, but he's just as important as any player in this league. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because he's done other things. Mm-hmm. He's adapted. Corey Perry, you mentioned it, 50 goals, Hart Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
The things that we've seen him do in the postseason with Dallas, Montreal. I mean, this is a guy who is humbled by, he wants to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he goes down to Tampa. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go get punched in the nose? I'll get punched in the nose. Want me to block a shot? I'll block a shot. I can play in your power play. I can kill penalties. I'll sit here and cheer the guys on. You know what I mean? I love it. He's extended his career, not just extended it to play it out. He's still really effective. And that's special because we both played with guys who were too stubborn to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably lost out on some pretty good years playing the game or even some success. And maybe you leave the game with a sour taste in your mouth because there's a little battle of what you are as a player. You got to be able to adjust, man. If you can't adjust, you get squeezed out at some point.
You heard Rupper mention Dallas, Montreal. He's been to the Cup final 2 years in a row, and I want you to YouTube, not now, of course, you're watching us, and these guys are amazing, but YouTube the fight that Corey Perry was in after the unfortunate collision with John Tavares. My captain was on the ice. Those were the memorable words from Nick Foligno. The fight that happens, count how many punches Corey Perry throws. It's 0. He understood the moment. Logan Couture and Jordan Binnington.
Jordan Binnington might throw some punches tonight. He's always looking to throw some
with the stick. Billy Smith texting me right now that he loves it.
Dynamic Duos is presented by Mass Mutual. Planning and protection on and off the ice.